Welcome back to Make It Mental, everybody. Here's my truck body in the rough before I get to put on some Bondo. I have no idea how Bondo is going to react to foam and then eventually fiberglass it. But I want to share with you a little something just in case you want to try and attempt to do something like this on your own. Building the basic frame is pretty easy, pretty straightforward. If you have a vision or you can draw or put I find it easier personally to put together a three-dimensional model than it is to draw it on paper. I just copy what I see in my mind to the best of my ability. But bending foam board, right? It's relatively straightforward, and you're not going to worry about the inside as much as the outside. Remember, the outside of the vehicle is primarily what we see, so the inside is not as important, and I'm not exactly sure what's going to go on with the fiberglass. I think I'm just going to hang the fiberglass to the edge right here, then call it good. I don't think I'm going to wrap the fiberglass all the way underneath, except for maybe under rear, because some of this is going to be seen. So let's get back to this story, right? Bending foam board. Remember back in grade school, you take a piece of paper and you hold it on your finger, then you pull it with your opposite hand across the corner of your desk. You keep doing that. Similar process, except on foam board, once you pick your spot to bend it, like you can see a little tick mark right down in there, which happens to be a pen mark, right? That just basically indicates to me where I'm going to start my bending process. And I got one here. Zoom back out. And I just simply put it on the corner of my desk, and I just start bending it, pushing, right? First with my thumb, and then I'll roll it like we did back in grade school. Roll it until you get a nice, soft, flexible joint, if you want to call it that. And you'll see that all you've done is compress the foam. You're going to have some wrinkles on the inside. Not a big deal, because we're not concerned about the inside. And you might want to start actually just a hair bit before your little tick mark or wherever you plan to bend it, and a little bit after where you finish bending it. This is going to allow some flexibility for when you start to glue it to your body, or if you're making an airplane, or whatever the case may be. I hope that helps you out. So far it's looking so far so good. I'm going to trim these front fenders off straight across. I think I'm going to make a running board from here to here, straight across. So if you're looking down like that, it's going to be more of a complete look. Probably, I don't know, it's optional as of right now. I'm just envisioning the future. Maybe hang a taillight from the rear end portion. This would give me a nice place to do it. I could put in a fake wooden bed if I wanted to, or a real wooden bed made out of balsa or something of that nature. Unfortunately, I could only go down 5/8 of an inch from the top of this down to here because of the shock towers were in the way. Even though I trimmed down the shock towers, I could only go down 5/8 of an inch. So I have no more rear adjustability on my shock towers. So here's my last fender to build. I'd highly recommend drawing out with a simple square or lines, wherever you want, and then I just simply used a spray paint can to trace an arch. Then I follow that on the inside, right? In my particular case, maybe you want to draw it to where it's on the outside on yours, but I'm using the inside, and then you end up with something similar like that. I'll have to address the back side as well. But it's been fairly easy to this point. I'm imagining the hard part's going to be all the sanding, the bondoing, and then the glassing, and then sanding again. So it's going to be a long work in progress. I'm pretty sure of it. I think I got some extra fog lamps, or I wouldn't call them fog lamps, like fake KC headlights that would normally go like a roll cage or the front roll bar or something like that. I think I'm going to put one on each fender up front, and maybe make a separate roll cage that can be removed. I'm not sure yet, but you run into these kind of ideas in your head, and I just thought I'd share them with you, maybe give you some ideas on how to build your vehicle. Eventually, once it's all glassed and everything, I'm going to try and peel apart this foam. It's not going to come apart in one piece. I know that for a fact, but so I'm going to end up breaking it and cracking it, and who knows, maybe even use acetone to try and melt it out of there. I have no idea, but all this work is going to be sacrificial. It's all going to dissolve, be torn apart into itty bitty pieces. So be prepared for that. And don't worry about it if you mess up on your first one. All right, it's a learning experience, just as it is with me right now. I've never built a body before. I've never built a surfboard before. I saw it done. I saw a surfboard being built many years ago on TV, and it looked pretty easy in my opinion. So why can't you do it with a body? And then I've seen on YouTube where third world countries, they'll use like pieces of tin. They'll hammer that shit over and bend it, and then some of them guys are pretty talented over there in the third world countries trying to make an RC car body, because they don't have the money it takes to make something happen. So if they can do it and make something pretty decent, I think I can do it at a foam board, fiberglass it, then peel off the shit, and then see what happens. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the wheel arches right here just yet. I'd like to taper them in, at least this portion of it, like you see here, similar to that, because that's going to help keep the electronics and stuff all clean. As of right now, this will definitely help keep just sitting as is, it would help keep the electronic clean on my RC vehicle. But anyway, hope you guys get inspired. Have a good day. Have a good 4th of July.